Personally, I don't do this for physical benefit. I do it for the mental benefit. You get in, and initially, your mind starts to panic, and all your instincts are telling you to get out. The idea is to override those initial instincts and just sit. And then, after a while, the body starts to settle, the mind starts to settle, and it's like hacking a long drawn out meditation. Because if I was to sit for an hour to 2 hours of meditation, the mind is going to get agitated. And I want to get up. But I sit and I find that calm. This is similar. You find that calm. Whatever's going on, you have to forget it. You forget whatever was bothering you before, and you go into survival mode, right? Your body finds the resources to survive. A natural instinct that we all have. That presence that we all have. You put aside everything else that bothers you in that moment, and you just find those resources to be present, survive. Because that's all there is, right? The present moment. Your toes and your hands initially are going to be the most difficult things to overcome in terms of the sensations and the feelings. But what you do is you train your mind to identify those sensations as sensations, not as pain, right? Because we always have this like-dislike relationship with feelings. And that creates suffering. So at the moment, my toes are tingling, my fingers are tingling. And I have to categorize what that means in my head. Now, I could categorize it as discomfort. I could categorize it as pain. But if I just come into that sensation as a sensation, it doesn't have to be either or, it doesn't have to be painful. It just is. This takes some conditioning, but it's a lesson. It's a lesson in itself, just being in here. And you can do it in many ways, right? That's why exercise is such a beneficial thing, because you get to that point where you want to stop, but you override that programming to do a personal best in the gym, whether it's lifting something or running for another minute or another 5 minutes. And that's where you get your growth. Those are where the benefits come in. I tell you what the mind wants to do, and I'm very aware of what it's doing. It wants to take me off on different thoughts about how the benefit, well, about how the video could be perceived, and all these little things trying to get my attention. These are all distractions, and all I need to do is just come back into the toes. The most intense sensations are in the toes and in the fingers. I just come back to that. In that place, in that moment is what they say. They say wisdom, right? The best place to learn is through suffering. I got a chisel, because some days I'd come down here and I couldn't get into, I couldn't get into the ice because of the surface. So I got myself a chisel yesterday from the DIY store next door, and so now the plan is to get into the colder temperatures rather than have a surface which is semi-frozen. I'm going to try and get into the colder temperatures where I just have to crack through the surface, and it's going to be more blocked ice. Because my tolerance is increasing. It's amazing how the body can climatize and become conditioned in such a short space of time, right? You'd be surprised if you were to start taking a cold shower every day. I know it's easier now because of the summer, and potentially maybe it's easier to just get straight into a cold shower without having the warm water first. But if you can't do that, just turn the shower to cold for maybe 15 seconds at the end, and just try and stay under it for 15 to 30 seconds, and come out, and do that consistently for a week and see how you feel, and then try to increase it from 10 to 15 seconds to 30 seconds, and then move on from there. Okay, I'm gonna come out now. My feet are burning, and I'm okay with that. The only reason that I would get out is if I thought my feet may be in danger. I've seen people do worse things. I've seen a lot worse. The only reason I'd stop is through panic. I feel alright. The thing is, the longer I'm in here, the more I have to do to keep myself warm when I get out. Let's get out.